todos and bienvenidos a mi canal. Y hoy, today's video is going to be about staying focused and how to stay on your language learning journey, how to not get discouraged or get over being discouraged, because it happens. It happens in everyone's journey, unless you're a special unicorn who never gets discouraged and you learn languages like this. I can only snap with one hand, so like this. That's not me. That's not me. I've been learning Spanish for 14 months now, pretty much self-taught. I've had a couple tutors, like I said in a couple videos ago. One of my tutors is Ambi Gonzalez, Ambi Gonzalez TV, and she's here on YouTube. If you're learning Spanish, go ahead and check her out. She's awesome. But there's just a couple of things that are just like roadblocks that have kind of knocked me back in my process. One, I've come back to the United States from Germany, so that was a big transition, and that's interrupted my language learning journey. I try to keep Spanish around me at all times in some form or fashion, whether it's music or I'll read an article here and there, Duolingo, whatever have you. But I haven't really had a schedule. I haven't had structure and a regimen, and that's something that I need. Or, you know, I'm a little intimidated to speak with native Spanish speakers. Right now I live in a state where there are lots and lots of Spanish speakers, native Spanish speakers. I'm really close to Mexico, and there are many opportunities. I have lots of opportunities to go and speak with native Spanish speakers, you know, people up the street, or like I said, I'm literally a hop, skip, and jump away from the Mexican walk-in border. I could literally park my car at the Burger King and walk into Mexico if I wanted to, spend the day and just, you know, practice and chat. And I want to, but I am very, how do you say it? Asustado? I'm scared. But it's something that I really, really want. I really want to learn Spanish. I really want to be able to communicate with everyone around me. I know some people learn Spanish, you know, to help them financially, and that's smart. That makes sense. For me, in my career field, you'd be surprised, but it wouldn't help me one bit if I learned Spanish. Learning Spanish will not increase the amount of money that I make in my career, because my career is based around English. I won't say what it is, but it's pretty much English related. Everything is in English. If you're from a different country, you have to learn English to even do what I do. So I'm truly learning it for the love of the language, for the love of the culture, and because I want to be able to communicate with tons of people. I've read somewhere, and don't quote me, I'm not Encyclopedia Brown, but I read that Spanish is the second most spoken language behind Mandarin Chinese. So if this is right, English is coming in at third. So if you're not learning Spanish, you need to get on it. Also, outside of Mexico, the United States has the biggest population of Spanish speakers at 50 million. That's more than España. So if you're not learning Spanish, you need to get on it. But anywho, so, you know, a specific incident I had where I was taken aback and it kind of annoyed me in my language learning journey. I was on HelloTalk, which is an app, language exchange app. It's a really cool app. They don't sponsor me, but you can if you want HelloTalk. Hey, how you doing? But it's a really cool app, and there's lots of people on here learning languages, and basically you say what language you want to learn and what your native language is, and they pair you with people that can help you. Anywho, so I'm on my little HelloTalk app. You know, I'm really feeling myself, right? For some reason this day, my Spanish, it was just coming. It was flowing. And this gentleman I think he was from Dominican Republic. I'm not sure. And I'm not trying to offend anyone from the DR when I tell this story. This is just how I felt. Let me have my feelings. So I said, whatever, I don't know what I said. But this guy, he's like, oh, you need to enunciate. You don't speak well. You don't pronounce your words well. You don't. He basically said my words merge one into the other word. Now, this was particularly confusing coming from this gentleman, being that he's from the DR. And most people that I talk to from the DR, it literally sounds like a tornado coming out. Them and people from Puerto Rico. like a tornado, just one long string of words just merged together. So I was very confused because I thought I sounded very Puerto Rican or maybe Dominican. I'm trying my best, and that just did not help me. I'm like, well, now I don't even want to say anything. I don't want to talk. I don't want to exchange, audio clips, and I don't want you to hear me speak because now I'm a little self-conscious. And, I see people on, whether it's YouTube or Instagram or whatever have you, and they're like, oh, I've been speaking, learning German for 2 months. And I'm pretty much native level. And I'm like, oh, well, I only have, 13,000 notebooks. I've been learning for what seems like forever, and I can barely put together one coherent thought using, profound words. It's super annoying and super it's soul crushing. And I know that's really dramatic, but I really want to learn. I love learning, and it usually comes easy to me. So this is really bothering me because it's not math and science where I excel. Like 1 + 1 is 2. That makes sense to me, right? There's a formula to it. And I know there's a formula to language learning, but it's you memorize and you practice and you just keep using it, and then it becomes second nature. But when you're afraid to use it, you lose it. And that's where I am. And to combat this, I found my first book that I had when I first started learning Spanish. And this is it. Don't mind my ugly handwriting. But it's from September 2016, and it has the simplest things on here. It says, Español, puedes hacerlo. It has simple words that I thought were so hard. Like, oh my gosh, how am I going to remember tener? How am I going to remember that? How am I going to remember that después is after and antes is before? When in French, I would confuse it because I learned French in high school and avec is after. So I was thinking, oh, well, both start with an A. So things like this. And it was just so hard for me. And I just go, whenever I have a hard time and I'm like, oh, you're never going to learn this. You're not learning anything. I'm not progressing. I just go through my first notebook. I have maybe legit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these books. And I'm on my 7th right now. But I have 7 full, front and back, completely full with my Spanish. So I just go through that first one, and I see things that were like super hard for me, and I thought I was never going to pick it up. Por ejemplo, esto versus, eso. Esto versus esto. I could not, it would not click of how can I remember this versus that versus these versus those. And then when the light bulb came on, it was like, oh, well, esto and estos, the words with the T's are closer to you, and the ones without the T's are further away. That, those, esos, eso, this, these, esto, estos. Anyway, little things like that, right? So I just go through my little book and see my little missions that I got from italki or whatever have you, and it's like, wait a minute, I've come a long way. I'm not where I want to be, and maybe I'm trying to rush the process and I'm not enjoying the process or appreciating the process, but it's my own journey, it's your own journey. You go at your own pace and you'll get there. If you really want to and you keep at it, you'll get there. So, and this is something I have to tell myself every day. And if I don't know what I would do if I didn't have my little book, my first, Spanish book. Yeah, anywho, memories. Yeah, so I say all of this to say this long rant. Don't let people discourage you from what you want to do, whether it's learning languages or you want to be a singer, or you want to be an actress, you want to be a rocket scientist, a lawyer, a doctor, you want to be an underwater basket weaver, whatever. You do what makes you happy. This makes me happy. And I have had a lot of haters. Mi familia. Mi amigos. Mis amigos. You know, like, oh, why are you doing that? You want to be Spanish? You don't know that Spanish mess. Why are you trying to learn that Spanish mess? You know, do you. Don't let it bother you. I'm going to try to not let it bother me and just remember where I came from. I keep touching my hair. It's my new wig. Anyway, I'm just going to try to remember where I started and appreciate where I am in the progress and process and just keep moving on, moving forward. That's all we can do. Can't stay stagnant. So I'm going to say it in this video because if I don't say it, I'm not going to hold myself accountable, and I'm probably not going to do it because I'm a scaredy chicken. But I'm going to commit to speaking to a native Spanish speaker once I leave these four walls, because I can't go a stone's throw away without bumping into someone whose native language is Spanish. It's not possible. Especially when I went to the big city. I live in a small city, but I went to like the big city, and holy moly, I was basically in Mexico. So, you know, and I was just like, oh man, I just want to talk to people, or I'll see someone or hear someone speaking Spanish and I'll kind of scoot over and try to eavesdrop, like, oh, let me see if I can understand. I can't. But it's still exciting. So I'm going to stop ear hustling, and I'm going to try to actually go up to someone, strike up a conversation. So I'm saying it now. You hear it. I've said it. So I'm going to do it. But yeah, that concludes this video. Let me know some things that I can do to get over this hump. I feel like I'm in a beginner / intermediate, almost intermediate purgatory, and I can't get over the hump. So let me know some things that I can do to keep moving forward, to progress. Let me know if this has happened to you. People try to discourage you from doing what you want to do, whether it's language learning or whatever it is. And what do you do to combat that? I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Adios.